First, we should define what a mortgage actually is. So a mortgage is just a loan that you'll take out in order to fund purchasing a house. The different types of mortgage offered mainly differ based off the type and rate of interest and the period that they're over, so that's mainly what we'll be comparing. And this video is intended to advise first-time house buyers, so we need to compare the different mortgage types that would actually be available to them.
First off, with a fixed rate mortgage. And this is the simplest method of interest rate. It's where the interest rate is just fixed for the duration of the repayment period, which is usually a short-term mortgage on a scale of 1 to 5 years. And this can be modelled using the equation below, where M is the monthly repayment, P is the total loan, I is the fixed interest rate, and N is the duration of the loan in months. For example, let's say we could take out a mortgage of £250,000 for only 5 years, with an interest rate of 4.87%. So given the values below, by substituting these back into our equation, this gives a monthly repayment of £12,920 and 5 pence, assuming you keep up with payments. Now with the variable rate mortgage, the interest rate can change during the repayment period. Sometimes, in the case of first-time buyer offers, this can be fixed rate for the first 5 years or so, before then moving to a variable rate for the rest of the mortgage. And for this video, we'll be using a tracker variable rate mortgage, which is a type of variable rate which follows the Bank of England's base rates. Now to model this, variable rates are difficult to model, seeing as the variability in their interest rate, for example the Bank of England base rates, aren't easy to predict, and they fluctuate frequently, here in the range of 0.5 to 5%. But we can say that the monthly payment can be given by the formula below, where P is just the total loan, N is the total duration of the loan, Pn is the amount of the loan left to repay for some month N, and BOE is just the Bank of England's base rate divided by 12, since we're only calculating monthly payments. And now in order to compare these, seeing as fixed rate mortgages are only really available as part of a larger mortgage plan, such as for the first 3 to 7 years or so of a mortgage before they're moving to variable rate, we'll only consider the first 5 years as a fixed rate mortgage versus what it could have been if it was variable for those same years. So now taking the average house price in the UK as £288,030, assuming the average deposit of £54,116 is put down, this leaves £233,914 to repay. Then this around 15% deposit could give an average fixed rate around 4.74%. And now overall, the 25 years, you'll pay around £780 per month plus interest. So now for the actual fixed rate interest, this can be calculated using the fixed rate equation from before, which gives the first 5 years below. And this gives the total interest payment over this 5-year span as £50,989.08. Now moving to the variable rate, now to calculate this, we first need to take some interest rate, so we can take the Bank of England base rates for the past 2 years, cutting out before we get to COVID due to its economic effects, and then we take the next 3 yearly projected values in order to bring it up to 5. Now again, but now using the interest rate model for the variable rate, we get the monthly interest payments as below. So this gives a total interest payment of £65,927.70 for the variable rate. So now comparing these, we can see the variable tracker mortgage gives around £15,000 more expensive of repayments over this time versus the fixed rate, with the £65,000 versus around £50,000 respectively. And so in this context, the fixed rate option is a better choice if we're going for a cheaper option. But this is mainly due to the high Bank of England base rates of the first few years we considered. Something is after that, the payments do get less than they were for the fixed rate. So overall, the fixed rate is a way more predictable choice. However, the variable tracker mortgage could be cheaper depending on when you actually invest in the mortgage, but it's still more of a gamble, since you may never get what you actually expect.